All of you should have put your first, middle, last name in. I should be able to see your full face. You shouldn't be holding your dog. You shouldn't be holding your cat. You should not be laying down. You shouldn't be at a gym. You should be in an educational setting. That's really important. So first, we're going to go by some question and answer. I'm going to tell you as a professional, as an instructor, I think the first drives were decent. We had some people going off the road, literally going off the road to the right. I had a three students driving at night in the rain and snow. You did pretty good, right? We got you out there. We visited a couple high schools. I made a decision to get you on main road so you can see. I thought you did pretty good. I'm clapping for you. But let's talk about the bad part. We almost went off the road multiple times, but when you teach someone how to drive, you have to be willing to educate them. You can't just sit back in the car. And I think you being in a class, being with a driving company that really takes pride, I take pride, I can't speak for other instructors, I'm gonna make sure you know how to parallel park. I'm gonna make sure you know how to stall park. I'm gonna make sure you know how to make a right turn in the nearest lane. I always prepare for the road test. I teach to the road test. And that's what good instructors do. They set that standard. I'm not gonna be lazy on you, just having you go in circles and in blocks. You won't learn like that. I think it's important that we go hour to hour, learn how to put gas in, learn how to put windshield washer solvent into the reservoir. You learn how to spot dangerous potholes that can damage the car. You learn about being a defensive driver. I think good instructors go through a development. A younger instructor will kind of sit back and maybe be your buddy. We can't be buddies because it's life or death. If you get comfortable running yellow lights, you're going to end up crashing, failing your road test, and getting hit. If I do a good job, you'll tell your parents and family. If I do a bad job, you'll tell your parents and family. I prefer the first, and it's really important that we set a high standard. I'm not going to be lazy here with you. Even if this online class, you're going to work, okay? The company's got a lot of work. The quizzes, that's extra. I don't have to do that. The videos, that's extra. I don't have to do that. So I really am putting all the work on you. There's a packet that you have. Even our guests, I have work for you too. So it all depends on the energy level in the class and what you bring. I want to bring positivity. I want my students to do well. Some of you won't elevate to that because it's just the nature of we're dealing with young adults, and I get it. So let's set that high standard. What I need you to do is put questions in right now. I'm going to look at the chat, put questions in about driving, not so much the test. The next steps, I'll tell you the next steps. Those students you're here for a makeup, after you're done with your makeup, the company will verify that you were actually here. They'll look at the video. They'll see when you logged in. I have you put your first, last name in and date of birth. That's just me. That's extra. I'm always extra. Then some of you here for 1 day. Some of you here for 2 days. I don't know. I also mentioned to the company that if I don't want to do a makeup, I won't, because most makeup students don't really want to be here. So I like to be around positive people who want to learn, and that's really important. So we're going to look at your questions first about driving. All I need to put in a couple questions, put a Q in a question so I can quickly go through it. I can answer it, give you a driver's education perspective. I had, so let's look at your questions, and then we're going to do some quizzes. I need all of you to put a couple of questions in for me. Driver's education, the process. Typically, when you're done with driving, you're going to turn in your drive card to one of your instructors, and they turn it into corporate. They'll put it in the mailbox. It's taken out. The information is checked, the dates, the classroom roster. Because my class is online, you will have a attendance roster. I take attendance. On the last day of class, we meet in person. You take your test. I grade your test. I sign it. You sign it. It's dated. It's in an envelope. I try to get it over to the corporate immediately because I know this is time sensitive. I want to get you done. They say 10 days. From when they check your information, they'll scan it into the computer, go into your virtual file. They'll check the attendance roster. They'll check to make sure you're paid. Did you pass? Everything is signed and dated. And then within 10 days, you'll be emailed a digital certificate. Once you emailed your digital certificate, your parents print that out. You go to the Secretary of State with your birth certificate, Social Security card, a parent or guardian, and a piece of mail. You'll take an eye test at the Secretary of State, whether you have glasses or not. If you have glasses, they will mention on there wear corrective lenses. You'll have a curfew. I don't want to talk about the curfew rules today, but you have to be in by 10. You got to drive with someone 21 or over. You have to get 30 hours in 3 months. It's an hour and a half per week. If you can drive an hour and a half per week, you'll see me in 3 months. Or another segment to participating third-party driver's education program. Again, you have to get 30 hours in 3 months. So it's really important that you get in your parents' good grace. You do what you need to do, most of you will, and make time for driving. If you're too busy, then usually your parents are like, it's not important. So I'm giving you that perspective. And let's go ahead and look at some of these questions and go from there. What do you do when the traffic light is out? You treat it as a four-way stop. You stop, you look left, you look right, you take your time. The first car to get there is the first car to leave. Again, it does happen. Occasionally, someone might hit a cord, about a month ago, we saw a car that hit a telephone pole. It took out all the electrical power for about 5 miles. All businesses had no power, all lights, traffic lights didn't work, nothing. So it was kind of a challenge for us to drive, but it was a good driving opportunity. So treat it as a four-way stop. Question, what do you do when someone is about to cut us off? We make room. We are defensive drivers. Defensive drivers, we squeeze our brake. We check our rear mirror. We either going to squeeze our brake, increase our following distance, we're going to change the lane to the left, or change your lane to the right. But the first thing you need to do is check your rear mirror, squeeze your brake, and keep space. Beginning drivers tend to struggle keeping a good following distance. Some tailgate because it's hard for them to have good speed control. What is the best way to maintain speed while driving? You have to learn to hold your foot steady on the gas pedal. You haven't learned that yet. Some of you will push it real hard and you'll go too fast. Some of you won't push it at all and the car will go really slow. It depends on the style of shoe you have on. I find from my experience being an instructor, thin sole shoes work. Converse are a good brand. We don't wear Crocs when we drive. Thin sole shoes allow you to feel the gas and brake pedal. If you have really old, thick Nikes, no cap, no hate, some of you aren't listening to me, you have old, thick Nike shoes, you hit the gas, the car jumps, you slam the brakes. That's how we get rear-ended. And if you ever have followed a driver's ed car, because we used to drive in twos, beginning drivers always ride the brake. They always stop too late. They always stop too early. So it's really uncomfortable driving behind a beginning driver. So learn to keep room, learn to have good space, take your time, enjoy this journey. I like to enjoy the journey because I want to see you get better. I'm not in your psychological profile. I am an educator. I've taught high school, I've taught college, I've taught middle school. Your life is, you got AP classes, you got homework, you got classwork. Everything is just like this. So some of you won't enjoy this experience. Some of you will enjoy this experience. This is why I want to give feedback to your parents. What's the best way to know you're centered? You have to learn to look ahead and use lane line reference. There's a solid white line to the right. It's called the edge line or fog line. If it's foggy outside, you use that white line to help you stay straight. You haven't learned lane line reference yet, but you will. It takes time. You have to learn to look ahead and aim high, like looking down your hallway in high school. All of your high school students. You look down the hallway, oh, you see the principal. Oh, let me go the other way. I'm joking. You have to learn to aim high. A lot of you will stare down at the speedometer. You'll stare at your hands. Don't do that. You'll look at your feet because you don't feel comfortable. So you have to learn lane line reference. I always tell you, you need to be on the left side of the white line. You need to be on the right side of the yellow. So once you learn lane line reference, you won't hug as much. How long after the light turns yellow do we yield to stop to continue? Let's get right to the point. If you can stop safely in 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, 1003, you should stop. If you get comfortable running yellow lights, you will crash, you will get a ticket, you will fail your test. I love giving you the straight, direct point as an instructor. Don't get comfortable running yellow lights. You will eventually get hit, you will eventually have a ticket, and you will fail your road test. Because I prepare you for your road test. A former employee who now has their own road test company told me to tell you, hey, you're doing a good job. I'm setting a high standard. I have friends who are road testers. I prepare you for that process. Trust what I'm saying. Okay, let's keep moving. Can you go over the 3-point turn? You pull into a driveway. If your driveway's on the left, you pull into the left. That's your first point. You reverse back the opposite way, and then you continue the other direction. 3-point turnaround. You pull into the left, you back up to the right, you go back to the left. I just described a 3-point turnaround. It's just like you backing in your driveway, reversing, and then going the opposite direction. You have to be able to do those maneuvers. You will learn how. If I get lazy and don't teach you how to park, how to back up, you'll never learn. So you have to learn these maneuvers. A lot of people don't want to learn those maneuvers because it's hard work. Parallel parking, hard work. Backing in the driveway, hard work. Going through a roundabout, hard work. Merging on expressway, hard work. Making a correct left turn, yielding for traffic, turning when it's clear, hard work. But I still like hard work. If I don't like hard work, I won't be an instructor. I love the questions. Let's keep it moving. How can I know when it's a good time to turn my lights on? When it's dark. Most cars have daytime running lights. They come on automatically. So when it's dark or when it's starting to become light, your headlights should be on so you can see and be seen. Let's keep moving. Good question. When taking my turn on ice and inferior self-sliding, how do you get out of it without crashing? You lift your foot. You relax your grip on the steering wheel. You guide your car. It's like you walking on ice. All of you have done this before. You get ready to slip and fall. You kind of slow down. You don't jerk. If you do, you're going to flip and fall, and your friends are going to laugh at you. You keep your balance. Same thing in a car. You have 4 contact patches, 4 tires. You don't panic. You don't slam brakes. You take your time, and that will come in time. And Sunday morning, we were driving with ice. The car was sliding. So we live in a cold weather region. Love it. Let's keep going. I'm here for makeup. Thank you. Make it up. Good. I don't know how long you have here. I don't even care, to be honest. You have to come here for makeup. And you got to be here. So I'll be calling on you. You're going to do some quizzes next. All of you will contribute. When using a roundabout, do you have to use your blinker? Yes. If you're going to the right, you need to turn on your right blinker. If you're going to the left, you need to turn on your blinker. If you're going straight through, you do not need to turn on your blinker. You want to turn on your blinker just before you get in to let drivers on your left and drivers on your right know. If you don't use your blinker, we will crash. I like the question. How often should you check your mirrors? Every 10 to 15 seconds. Get used to building that habit. Tips for roundabouts. I just went over that. Yield, check traffic. When you come up here, this means slow down, look, check. If it's clear, you proceed. You're not supposed to stop. You yield and slow down. Great question. When driving on ice, what can I help? Speed control. If there's ice on your car, on the window, frost, on the hood, on the trunk, there's ice on the road. If it's below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, there's ice. So reduce your speed. Give yourself more stopping distance. Love it. Can you get pulled over for going 2 over? You can get pulled over for going 2 over. Some communities are very strict. They're tired of drivers speeding through their communities. They make examples. Don't worry, we'll talk about that. Yes, you can. So you don't want to speed. I'll say it again. You don't want to speed. 1 over, 2 over. Is speeding, is speeding, is speeding. If in a neighborhood, you go to your friend's house, people are speeding down the neighborhood, the police could be all the way at the end of the block. You can't even see them. And they see you doing 30. You're 5 over because in the neighborhood is 25. They can give you a ticket. And all you need is 1 ticket, guys, and you won't be coming back for segment 2. Because students have gotten tickets and you won't be able to take segment 2 in 3 months. So you can't afford a ticket. Your parents' insurance will go up. You might get a letter from the state. They might make you retake segment 1 because the state does not play. Can you get pulled up for going 2 over? We already talked about that. Best if already went over information for roundabouts, yield, check traffic, make sure there's an adequate gap. Always look, slow down so you can let cars in the roundabout have the right of way. Once the car is out of the roundabout, then you proceed. Thank you, brother. Best way to keep your speed, you have to learn to stay with the flow, but check your speed. Most drivers are driving at about the speed limit. Just because other people are speeding doesn't make it okay for you to speed. Here's what the police do. The police set their cruise control 1 or 2 over. And if you're passing the police, you're speeding. Some police will give you a warning. Some police will give you a ticket. Ignorance is no excuse. Love it. When is the right time for you to stop at a red light? You have to look ahead, see the light changing. First, Ivy, thank you. I love the honestness of your question. You want to look ahead. 4 cars, 5 cars, 6 cars. You'll learn to look ahead. And when you see the crosswalk sign, most of them are on a countdown timer. 1007, 1006, 1005, 1004, 1003, 1002. That light is getting ready to change. So you have to learn that. And again, if you run a yellow light, you could get hit by a car. Your fault. You ran the light. Or you're going to get a ticket. You ran the light. So you'll learn it. Most students learn it really quickly. I'm not going to put my life in your hands, you running yellow lights. I won't drive you. I have to protect myself because no one will. When is the right time for you to stop on a red light? We talked about that. You stop, you look, you check. And that will come with practice. What is the 3 best ways to keep? There are no 3 best ways. You have to learn it through driving. Always speak truth. There's no like magical bullet. Hey, you do this. You eat a chip. You eat a banana every morning. No, it will take time. You have to drive. The one thing I find out, learn to stay up with the flow of the traffic. Example, Ivy was driving on Hall Road. First time out there. The girl did great. Great speed control. Traveling right at the speed limit. She almost made every single light. That's no mistake. She had good speed control. Usually the drivers who drive 5 under, 7 under, 10 under, now we're in trouble. The light's going to change yellow. You're too close to stop. Or the light is turned red. You have to slam brakes. So from experience, drive at the speed limit. We already talked about how you do a roundabout. So I want to keep it moving. How far from the yellow light? A minimum of 3 seconds. That could be 3 car lengths. It's a car length for every second, remember? You want to be a car length for every mile per hour that you drive that is under 40 miles an hour. So if you can stop in a 3 car length distance, not slamming brakes, you're good. You will learn it quickly, guys, because once you get a ticket, your parents won't like you. Your parents' insurance will go up. So you don't want to be in that situation that your parents are like, you know what, you already got a ticket. Our insurance is up. You're going to have to wait 3 months because you don't know what you're doing. So don't put yourself in that danger. What is the best way to stay in between the lines? Where you talked about lane line reference, you look straight ahead, like you walking in high school. The lockers are to your right. The opposite side of the hallway is to the left. If you walk too close to the left, you're going to run into a big football player who's a senior who doesn't really care about you. Or you're going to run into someone who doesn't care about you. So you want to learn lane line reference. You know how to walk in a straight line. You know what to do. You aim high, you look ahead. If I'm coming up to a green light and it stays green, there's something called a stale green light. If the light has been green for a long time, it could change at any time. So you want to take your time and be aware. And that comes with practice. Everything is practice. And if you don't practice, you won't know. In our state, you just need 6 hours of driving. Some of you might get 7. Some of you might get 8. A few of you would have failed your second drive because you made fatal mistakes. Running a light, going in the wrong lane, going off the road. I'm just being honest. And I want to be honest. This is why the driving company created a different evaluation program for you. So if you don't meet the numbers, either I'm under circle, no, you didn't pass, or yes. So I'm telling all of you this up front, and I will always talk to your parent. I talked to a parent yesterday. The name is not important. So you have to really step it up, just like I have to step it up. I can't be afraid to get you out there to make left turns, right turns, parallel parking, 3-point turnarounds, all of those difficult things we have to do with grace. We have to not be scared. It's called work, and I'm not scared to work with you. If I'm coming up on, I already talked about that. Okay, type 3 things you learned. Everyone do this. Type 3 things you learned. If you already live in a cold weather climate, take your time. Check the temperature. Drive smoothly. If you drive jerky, you're going to lose control. What is your favorite plant? Okay, we're getting ready to do a quizzy. This will help you. I'm about really getting you guys prepared. So you're going to do a quizzy. You're going to join myquiz.com. Joinmyquiz.com. All of you see the code. Joinmyquiz.com. 154019. 154019. Remember, I don't have to do this. This is something I've always done since I went to an online class, because we can look at data. Who understands? Who does not? I haven't seen the 2026 test. I keep telling you this. What does this mean to you? You better be studying your packets. You better be getting in the top 5 or 10 on the quizzy. You have to get better every day. Again, joinmyquiz.com. Everyone in here, please join it. I'm going to front load the class with quizzes, videos. The second part, you're going to work on a packet. If you keep getting kicked out, your session might not count. I'll say it again. If you keep getting kicked out, your session might not count. So I'm just letting all of you know. Again, joinmyquiz.com. Please use your legal name. Let's look at data. I could always share this with corporate. They're like, hey, we really like what you're doing. Can you email us the results? Can we see what's going on? A company can make their own proprietary questions. Wouldn't that be great? That would build brand loyalty. There's so many ideas that I have, okay? Because if we want to grow this brand, you've got to have fun questions. You got to have great looking cars. But you don't want to do too much, because if you do too much, people won't like it. So again, I'll give you another moment. Joinmyquiz.com, 154019. Everyone in here should be joined in this quizzy. Okay, this is part of your makeup. Let's go ahead and get it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start it. I'm not waiting for you. All right, good luck. 15 questions. Guys, we have a good question. So my favorite plant, I'm almost thinking of a rubber tree, but my favorite plant would probably be probably a cactus. Probably a cactus. I always wanted to have a cactus. They need very little water, but we do have some plants upstairs that I don't know the names of them, but they clean the air. They need very little water. One is dying because I don't know if it's being overwatered or not enough water or not enough sunlight. But I like plants because they do clean the air. They add a calmness. So I love plants too. So my favorite plant would be a cactus. That would be my favorite plant. What is your favorite plant? All you got to do is read the question. I love it because it forces you to read. Put some questions in, guys. I'll be right back. All right, guys, put in questions for me. I want to welcome you in. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach adults and teens. We're talking about road test driving. What questions do you have for me? Okay, first, thank you for being here and answering that question. I appreciate you. You got to go at the speed that allows you to merge out safely. If you go too fast, you're going to cut off a car. If you go too slow, you will get cut off. So if they're driving about 70, you got to come out 65, 68, 69, 67. I had to say that. So you want to get up to speed. You want to check over your shoulder. You got to get on that ramp, push that gas, get up the ramp on about 60, pick us up to about 65, 68, 69. Build up speed and merge out. It is scary to merge out. I've seen it a lot. So take your time, learn how to merge out. I have a lot of tutorials on this and will definitely help you. So thank you so much. I love that question. You got to practice merging. Keep going, guys. I can view your details. 80% is great. Thank you, Ivy. Let's look at Gavin. Peaking. 93%. Love that. Let's look at Sean. Sean, 100%. Love that. Don't worry, I'll make it harder. Because if it's too easy, you won't learn. Everyone won't get 100%. Keep working. Let's finish up. I want to bring you value. You're going to work hard today on the Monday. Please finish. I want to do 2 or 3 of these. Get you prepared. Night driving will be good. Driving on snow and ice, dealing with road rage. We're going to go over the classroom information too. I'm going to front load the class with videos, clips, quizzes. The second part, you're going to be working on the packet. Looks like most people are finished. Try to wait another moment. Test prep is good. I always do test prep. That will get you more comfortable taking the test. And again, I have not seen the 2026 test yet. And I'm not going to look at it. I mean, we got to lock down and cover information. Most of the information is common sense, but right of way, yielding, neighborhood questions, they're difficult. And if you struggle reading or you have test anxiety, and a lot of people do, you will struggle a little bit. But most students do pass. I have a high test average because I drill you and I prep you. Okay, I'm gonna give you another minute and then I'm gonna end this and let's look at data and let's keep it going. Let's make the second week fun. While you're waiting, put in questions for me at the bottom. While you're waiting, put in questions. Get your value. Again, put in your questions. I'm looking at the chat right now, trying to give a moment for people to finish. The way to avoid getting hit is being an defensive driver. You look, you keep space. It's like being walked on at school. How do you avoid getting walked on at school? How do you avoid getting ran over at school? You walk with room. You either walk ahead of the crowd of kids, 15 to 20 kids. You walk behind the crowd of kids, 15 to 20 kids. You stay away from the crowd of 15 to 20 kids. If you drive around a pack of cars, you're probably going to get cut off for side swipes. Side swipes and rear end collisions are the most common. I always tell you guys, do not be in wolf packs. Wolf packs are 5, 10, or 12 cars. Be ahead of the pack or behind the pack. Keep room. The middle lane is the smooth lane. Keep space. SPACE. Love it. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and end this and bring value. I'm moving forward. Classroom accuracy is 84%. The toughest question is number 6. Driving significance was answered incorrectly by 7 out of 24. The longest question was 16. Fill in the blank. The completion rate was 75%. That's okay. That's mid. I'm not mid. I'm going to push you. I over prepare. Okay, let's go over this. What if you're going too slow? If you're going too slow, you're going to hold up the flow of the traffic. If you're going too slow, you're going to confuse people. The kid jumps out because you're going slow. So you have to learn to drive. In the neighborhood is 25. I would drive about 20. I would drive about 21. Let's use common sense, people. If you're in the neighborhood, you're going to have people walking between cars. So analyze the situation, and I'm able to give you an honest driver's education answer. Drive at the speed limit, look ahead, scan left, middle, right. Learn to have that peripheral vision. You always should have time to stop. And if you don't have time to stop, you're going to run over someone. I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm not going to lie. The driver always has to be in control. Okay, you're going the speed limit, but people behind you are getting mad. Sophia, if they're getting mad, so what? If you're walking in the hallway slow, people are going to get mad at you. Girl, walk up. If they're getting mad, pull over to the right lane. The right lane is for slower moving cars. But remember, you're going to have cars pulling out from parking lots, driveways. So you have to choose, and you will learn. If you go too slow, you're going to develop, people will develop road rage. They'll tailgate us. They'll cut us off because you're creating a danger. You have to drive at the speed limit. You can get a ticket for driving too slow, and a lot of beginners drive too slow. So you want to drive at the speed limit. How do you deal with road rage? We're going to talk about that. You drive at the speed limit. You avoid making eye contact. I love the questions. Let's go over this, and then we'll keep putting it. Okay. Why are driving tests so tough? They are not designed to be arbitrarily difficult, but they're a reliable indicator of a person's ability to operate a vehicle safely and responsibly. The toughness stems from the high stakes involved. People, we almost died this weekend 4 or 5 times. Many of you went off the road. Many of you slammed the brakes. Many of you are zoning out. What does this mean? You're running a yellow light. You're not paying attention. I tell you to go left. I tell you to go right. You're going too slow. Some of you might go a little too fast, but that's different. So this is high stakes. I don't want to play with my life. You want to play with your life? You with the wrong person. So which organization is mentioned as highlighted as the importance of public safety? It is the World Health Organization, called WHO. So I'm not just making this up. I'm using scholarly resources. 19 of you got it right. The other 4, maybe you don't read, you can't read, you just kind of skimmed it. Good teachers use data. And I can also give this to you as a retest. So 19 of you got it right, 4 of you got it wrong, 1 person didn't answer. Next, fill in the blank. The driving test aims to assess not just your skill, but your judgment. Example, are you going to run a light? If you're going too fast and the light changes, you're going to go through the light. If you're going too slow and the light changes, you're probably going to slam brakes or go through the light slowly and get struck. So I look at your judgment. Again, 4 of you got it wrong, 1 of you didn't answer. Explain why creating safe habits during driving tests is considered critical for new drivers. All of you are new drivers. Support your answer with evidence. I love it. Remember, I used to teach high school. Creating safe habits. I'm trying to have you guys create safe habits. Come in, lock your door, adjust your seat, adjust your mirrors. Make sure, and a lot of you are doing this, you're adjusting your seat. You make sure, hey, is my knee bent enough? Can I pivot my right foot? Some of you are still using your left foot for braking. No. Don't do that, because you're going to mix up the gas and brake. Your left foot stays to the dead pedal. So we want to create safe habits. Read the passage carefully. Which organization reports that speeding is a factor in about 1/3 of all fatal crashes? The National Highway Transportation Safety Organization. 21 of you got it right. Highway speeds are 55. Expressway speeds are above 55. Some roads in our county or around the country are 55. It's a highway. Expressways have faster speeds. Let's go on. Driving significantly slower than the flow, and some of you asked that question, can cause congestion. And I said it will frustrate other drivers, and it's dangerous. It causes rear-end collisions. No, it's live. Let's keep going. Matching the general flow of traffic is considered important safety because it helps prevent accidents by reducing speed differences between vehicles. 23 of you got it right. Good. Instructions. Answer the following based on the passage of about driving situations and common problems. So we're talking about driving situations. That's what's going to be on your driving test. We're talking about common problems. You break down. That's a problem. You run out of gas on the road. That's a problem. You have a flat tire. That's a problem. You start skidding out of control. That's a problem. So you need to know how to handle. You have a blowout. That's a problem. Failing to judge speed and oncoming traffic correctly. Most of you will have this problem. Beginning drivers have a difficult time judging speed and distance. This is why you're going to pull out in front of a car and scare your mom and dad. When overtaking a cyclist, a common problem is passing too closely. You need to give them about 5 feet, 3 feet, not giving them enough space, a full lane. 21 of you answered that correctly. Thank you. Entering a yellow junction box without a clear exit can cause issues with other users because you can block the junction, preventing other vehicles from moving. So we don't enter an area that we can't clear. Don't go into an intersection you can't clear. Don't merge if you don't have the room. You have to look. Recall the problems associated with parallel parking as described from the passage. List at least 2. Hitting the curb, automatic failure. Finishing too far away, automatic failure. Not checking mirrors or blind spots. So you have to get within 12 inches of the curb. We don't want to hit it. We're preparing you for the road test. Which situation involves the risk not anticipated as a child following a ball in the street? You always want to assume that if a ball runs out or a toy comes out, there's a kid. Use deductive reasoning. If the floor is wet and you're walking into high school, assume that you're going to slip and fall. If the bell rings and you're walking down a hallway, assume a door is going to fly open and you're going to get hit. You guys know this. If you're walking up the steps and there's water and salt, it's a winter day, assume that you can slip. If you go into the bathroom and there's a puddle on the floor, assume that you can slip. You know this. If you're going out to your parking lot and there are 1,000 teenagers and 500 parents and the school bus is there, assume some cars will cut you off to get out because they got to go to Chick-fil-A. Lock that T. They got to go to practice. I'm not messing with you. It's against the law in most states. Is it dangerous to drive too fast in residential areas with parked cars? Yes. You might not see children. You might not see pedestrians who suddenly appear between cars. 21 of you got that right. When joining a fast-moving dual carriageway, why is it important to match the speed? It is important to match the speed. If they're going 50, you got to get up to about 50. You can't go 40 and assume they're going to drive around you. No. They hit you, it's your fault. You didn't yield to traffic. If you're coming from a private drive, you have to yield to them. They have the right of way. The main road has the right of way. Pulling out of your sub, you are the secondary road. Pulling out of Chick-fil-A, pulling out of McDonald's, Starbucks, Wendy's, Burger King, I don't care. You have to yield to oncoming traffic. Bright sunlight. at dawn or dusk can affect a driver's ability to perceive hazards. This is true. Which of the followings are effective ways to migrate or litigate these? Use your sun visor. Wear sunglasses. Filling in the blank. Fill in the blank. When reversing around a corner, what is a common problem? Poor steering. You could hit the curb. You could go into the wrong lane. Well, why would we be driving backwards around a corner? Maybe there's an accident. Maybe the street is blocked. So you might have to back up around a corner. I've had students back up in the parking lot. Hold the car in a straight line. Put your left hand to the top of the wheel. Put your right hand on the seat. You got to know how to back up. Oh, I don't want to do that. You have to learn how to back up. Okay, type what you learned, please. Type what you learned. In most states, consuming marijuana and driving is against the law. You always want to keep space. Kids can do anything. They're unpredictable. Thank you. Residential areas are so dangerous. People let their guard down. They go too fast. They don't use a blinker. We'll do one more, one quick one. Give me 1 second. You should be typing what you learned. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Do all those things for me. Appreciate you. This is pedal disaster because one person missed or whiffed the brake and we almost had a mistake. Another person used their left foot on the brake. So I'm gonna give you a pedal disaster quizzy. It will teach you what you need to do because we don't want to have disasters. We want to be great drivers. Okay, joinmyquiz.com. This is your last one. Joinmyquiz.com. And then you're going to be working. Joinmyquiz.com. I'll give you a couple of videos too, as promised. Remember, I'm going to front load the class. You're going to have an hour to work. Joinmyquiz.com. Joinmyquiz.com. I'll give you the code. Joinmyquiz.com. 259589. Again, 259589. This is going to be the last quizzy. Those people who are doing makeup, I'll put in some questions for you. My students, you're going to work on the next week, next day. You want to see me tomorrow? I have my segment 2. Again, joinmyquiz.com, 259589. Again, everyone in here, you're making up a class. You want to get better? Here it is. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Let's not waste time. All right, you have 15 questions. Good luck. Great session. Got a lot of learning going on. Hey, Grace, how are you? Haven't seen you in a minute. Grace, you're from California, if I'm correct, right? Grace, Things are going good. I had a good new year. Just really trying to prepare people for the next level. I want to take more time to give grace to all of you, give thanks to all of you. We had a nice session talking about used cars. It was really good. You know, 20,000, 24,000. And I appreciate you. It's really the community. It's all you. And then when you get the notification that I'm live, jump in 5-10 minutes, leave a comment. Grace, much appreciation. And I'm trying desperately to make some significant adult driving things happen, getting a couple of driver's ed cars, doing social and emotional, getting you out there. If I could travel from state to state to state and help people learn how to drive, I could spend 30 days there, hold an online class. You come in and drive, build your confidence, get you to the DMV. That would be my goal. So I'm still trying to create that. I know a couple other instructors who are willing to travel, but the problem is there's not a universal driver's education certification. We're only a license in one state. So that would be a great thing, but every state is different. I appreciate you. In your comments, I know you're sincere. I know you're dedicated. I looked at your channel before because I want to know who's really involved, who really cares. And I'm just trying to help. Thank you for the hearts. I'm just trying to help all people. And I'm really putting you guys first. I'm really investing in better equipment, better cameras, better microphones. I bought a new selfie stick that uses AI so I can actually sit on a couch, have a wireless microphone, and then I can like make it a podcast session or video cast session. So I want to do that. I have some instructors who want to come on, do a video cast with me, do a podcast with me. So I want to keep doing those things and just really bringing you value. I'm doing a lot of in-car stuff, me driving, doing parking, stall parking, angle parking, parallel parking, roundabouts, merging on expressway, downtown traffic, driving at night, driving in the rain, driving in the snow. You're in California, so you don't have the snow and ice like we do, but I still can help you. You have a lot of congestion on your roads, so that's good. Changing a flat tire, that has not happened to me yet. It's very dangerous to change a flat tire out on the road because you could get struck. There's some good videos that I show. Picking a good used car, that was really popular. So we looked on Facebook Marketplace and you type in a price. I go on Facebook Marketplace. We found a car you like, and you got to learn to be educated. How much is too much? How many miles are too many? I say under 50,000 miles. If you can get, oh my God, a flat tire, yes, I've been through that. And it sucks. If it's cold, you got to change it. You got to get off the road. You got to jack the car up. The lug nuts are rusted. Your hands are cold. It's terrible, but you have to know, thank you. You have to know how to do that. And I'm not saying it's a woman thing or a man thing. Sometimes women don't have the necessary upper body strength. You can use your legs. Sometimes men don't have the necessary upper body strength. Sometimes the little lug nut wrench is terrible. It can break and bend. But I would not recommend changing a tire on the main road because you're probably going to get struck. You already know AAA. Preach. Preach. You already know AAA. Let them come and deal with it. Facts. Facts. Okay, and pay for that additional coverage because if your car breaks down in a sketchy area, it's going to be gone. Pay for that. Yeah, call AAA. Real talk. Real talk. Love that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and keep this moving. Let's end this and let's move. I'm moving. Okay, here we go. Classroom accuracy is 57%. Completion rate is 80%. The toughest question, number 12. Which city had answered incorrectly 19 out of 25? The longest question was number 11. How does the material come? Okay, we're going to go ahead and talk about this. Let's go ahead for you to report. Okay, I can see who did wrong, who did right. We can see it at the top. Okay, and good teachers use data. I can see Henry. I can see all the people. Well, let's look at the questions. According to the material, what's the best way to position your right foot? Heel on the floor. I'll say it again. Some of you do not put your heel on the floor. I'm trying to find a shoe. Where's one of my big shoes? I wear 14. You put your heel on the floor. Again, heel on the floor, but some of you aren't listening. Some of you are picking up your foot, and this is when you miss the gas, or you miss the brake, or your foot gets stuck. That's called crash. Don't do that. Two of you said full foot on the pedal all times. Alternative feet between braking, no. Keep both feet on the pedal. Smells crash. Number two, in real life example and given in a drive-through disaster, foot slipped off, hit the gas, instead of the brake, launched the car forward into the menu board. It happens. A young lady did that last summer at Trop. A man did that at Tim Hortons. It happens. What is a pedal misapplication? Accidentally hitting the gas instead of the brake. Some of you do that. Driving with one foot on each pedal. A pedal misapplication as you accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake. Let's keep going. What state in 2022 experienced an incident where a senior driving through a Walmart entrance injured 3 people before she mistook the gas pedal for the brake? It was in Florida. There are a lot of, we're not capping on Florida, a lot of seniors go there, then they come back up here when it's warm. During the drive test in Dubai, 2023, what luxury car was crashed into a showroom? It was a Ferrari. Ferrari and Lambos are high-end luxury cars. BMW and Mercedes are not. Which of the following is recommended tip for proper foot placement to prevent pedal misapplication? Keep your heel on the floor. Some of you are still answering the wrong question. Some of you said lift, crash. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the gas. Spells crash. What is one of the vehicle's safety checks suggested to prevent pedal misapplication? Adjust your seat, and a lot of you are doing this. That's good. I'm smiling. You're listening. Some of you don't care. You just in the car. We ready? No, I'm not even strapped in. I don't even have my clipboard. We ready? No, I'm not ready. I take my time. What should you do if you mess up the pedals according to the learning material? Lift your foot completely off and recenter. I've had some of you do that. Most of you put your right foot on the side of the brake. It needs to be in the middle, the ball of your foot. Less of you are doing this. Which of the following is an example of pedal fail mentioned in the material? A flying car into a swimming pool, Florida, 2023. 18 of you answered it right. What is the common danger in a parking lot? According to the material, SUV backing up blindly. This is why I'm telling you, look out your back window. I'm going to use my mirror. You will fail your test. Look out your back window. But you won't listen to me. You're going to look in your mirror. How does the material compare city driving to a video game? It compares city driving to playing Mario Kart. High stakes. We're not driving Mario Kart. Which city had a vegan protester chaining themselves to a burger truck? Portland. It's true. And what city did the BMW driver drive into an open manhole? LA. Which delivery service van blocked ER entrance? You never block an ER entrance, causing paramedics to unload the patient to the street. Amazon. What happened during the Kardashian panic park in Carabasa, California? It's a private gated community. The rally star parallel parked into 3 cars. Okay, type in what you learned. Let's go. Type in what you learned. A lot of good learning tonight. Again, heel on the floor. But you won't listen. You're going to forget. Gabriella, where do we leave off on? Worksheet 1, worksheet 2, where are we starting? Which one are you guys working on?
It was worksheet 2, I believe, yeah.
Okay, so we already checked it?
No, we didn't check worksheet 2 yet.
Well, guess what? We're going to do this right now. We're going to get it done, and we're going on to 3. We got to keep this thing moving. Type in what you learned. Please and thank you. You got to have your foot properly placed. So one thing that I've seen, beginning drivers mix up the gas and brake. It spells death. And if an instructor hits that brake too hard, you're going to break the cable. That's scary. I always try to use light pressure. I always look to make sure. If I see you struggling to find that brake, I stop. Thank you, Grace. Appreciate you. Always appreciate it. I'm being 110%. Okay. Give me 1 second. I do appreciate all of you. Type in what you learned, please. Type in what you learned. I'm an educator. I want to make sure all of you learn. Type in what you learned, please. We don't have time to play. Again, we need to, I'm going to share this with you. We're going to push you tonight. Share this with you. Okay, we got to push. We got to take care of worksheet 2, and then I want to go to worksheet 3, right? We got to get that done. We got to get 2 and 3 done. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to make you do worksheet 3. You are working right now. It's time for you to work. So you're going to do worksheet 3. You're going to get that part done. You're going to work. Then my people doing the makeup, I'm going to put questions in. So worksheet 3. Give me 1 second, please. Gabriella, question.
I just looked, worksheet 2, we left off on question 30.
I like what you just said, but guess what? I'm going to write 30 down. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to write 30 down. I need you to do worksheet 3 right now. All of you doing worksheet 3, let's get it done. And then 30 is not that bad. Worksheet 3, do worksheet 3 right now. All of you, my makeup students, I'm putting questions in. Do worksheet 3. 8 o'clock. We're going to go over, finish worksheet 2 and 3. You got 20 minutes. Let's eat. All right, we're trying to set a high standard. We're trying to learn. We're trying to get better. Put in more questions for me. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. Put in questions. This is your time to ask. Don't be scared. We can talk about used cars. We won't be able to do it today in this session. What do you have questions on? Thank you. Thank you for those hearts. Appreciate that. You got to work. I'm not scared to work. This is 2026. We're going to put in work. So what questions do you have? Put those in. Thank you, Grace. Nothing but respect and care. I really appreciate all of you, and it's about all of you. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put those questions in for our makeup students. The rest of you, knock out that sheet. So go ahead and put in those questions. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to keep it real. And I just want to continue to bring all of you good quality, good audio, good video, teaching session, in-car session, real-life driving. I have a lot of other content on GoPro, Dashcam. I don't want to be overwhelmed, but I need to get that in and edit it. I try to do long form and short form. I do appreciate you, Grace, 100%, and just help you feel comfortable in the car, help you feel safe. It does take time. You don't feel safe the first few years out there. The weather, you're scared to pass a truck. You are maybe going too fast and someone cuts you off. You go through a light, you get a ticket. I'm telling you, man, road rage is crazy today. So you got to take your time. Thank you. I do appreciate that. We're going to do more tight maneuvers. I might get a little drone, have a wireless microphone, other one on the drone, so the drone can watch me and I can drive through the parking lot. I did some videos driving through Myers and people not stopping at stop signs, people not yielding, pedestrians not paying attention. That's how accidents happen. We don't want to go through a parking lot and be hit. I park away from cars. I don't want my car sideswiped. Someone will just throw a basket into your car. Real talk. Thank you. People don't care. They'll smash your car and keep walking. Okay? So you got to be that defensive driver. And we always want to be a defensive driver. We always want to be prepared to do our best. Give me 1 second. I'm doing a bunch of things at one time, but that's okay. You got to driving is multitask. You got to make sure your seatbelt is on. You got to make sure you're paying attention. You can't go too fast. You can't go too slow. Are you by trucks? Are you not by trucks? It's a lot going on. So you just want to be prepared, and you want to really be able to make those good decisions. I'm putting in questions right now. The questions will be in the chat. Give me 1 second. Oh, man. Let's type your answers into the chat. My makeup students, I'm going to put about 25 or 30 questions in. There are 12 already. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the care. Thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate you. Really, really do. And if you like this type of live and this type of information, I only want to do what you need me to do. I'm not going to be selfish and put in what I think you want. I'm going to put in what you need. I'm going to give you that value because I do this all the time. Road signs and signals. Thank you. Hey, E, how are you doing? E, Grace is on. Grace is from California. E, Grace. Yeah, you guys talk a minute. Class is going good. I'm putting questions in. Grace, how has the weather been? What's been going on in your area? A snake and a spider, in and out. It's crazy. All right, makeup students, your questions in. Type them in the chat. Go ahead, put your questions in. Oh, go ahead then. You're one of the admins, okay? Handle it. I trust you. That's why I made you an admin. Come on. For any more questions you have, this is your driver's education class. I'm a state certified driving instructor. What questions do you have of me? Typically, the road test is anywhere from $75 to maybe $150. Every state is different. Usually the state, when people apply to become a road tester, they have to go through training. They identify the area. They want to see how many road testers are in the county, are in the area. They may grant you a license, they may not. It's a lot of paperwork. The state may or may not grant the license. The failure rate is over 30%. I prepare you for the road test. I have friends who are road testers. We always want to prepare. I'm looking to bring you value. I'm not going to be doing this forever. I'm saying 2032. That's my mythical number, is 2036. I want to bring you more value. I do want to do something in the transportation industry to bring you value, but I want to do something else. Something else to help people, bring them more value. E, what's your favorite plant? That's the question. What is your favorite plant? Go ahead, tell me, what is your favorite plant? Again, my makeup students, type your answers in, please and thank you. I'm going to read some of the questions to you. You guys can type it in. How do you parallel park between two cars? Type that answer in. If you just joined, I'm state certified driving instructor. This is our master class. We're talking about some of the common things you have in driving. First question is, how do you parallel park between two cars? Go ahead and put in that answer. Many of you are right. You haven't learned to drive a manual. So that's why I put these questions in. I want you to look it up. So I put questions in of things you're not going to know. You might get a manual. And you might say, hey, here's your car. It's a manual. You're going to learn in one day if you want to drive that car. We're at about 10 minutes. Then we're going to get started. I'm pushing you. I'm waiting for you guys to put questions in. I'm just chilling. E, you're probably capping at me. You always eating, bro. You're always eating. You're always eating. I know. I have saved a lot of money the last week already. Just by not getting food in the morning, getting a coffee maker, Having that coffee, packing a lunch, breakfast sandwiches saves a lot of money. And that's good. Okay? That's what he said. Internet in the store. You're tough, but I respect you for that. But you also live in an area where there are a lot of people and it's very congested. And I understand. I respect that. Because if I lived in the area where you live, where there's millions of people, I would be overwhelmed. I've taken students to downtown areas. They freak out. And I'm saying just focus on the lane. They freak out. That downtown metro area is not for everyone. And a lot of these students, they're in suburban areas. They don't go 10 miles away from home. I understand. Everyone's not going to drive. I respect that. If you live in Atlanta, Georgia, Brooklyn, New York, maybe Detroit, Michigan. I mentioned Atlanta, Georgia. You might not need to get a car. That's another expense. Insurance, maintenance, where are you going to park? Okay. I've got a couple of parking tickets before. That's not right. I put more than the amount of money I need into the meter. I'm not going to get a parking ticket because that's a $20 ticket. Got to find 2 quarters, 2 nickels, 2 dimes. That's how they catch you. I'm not going to get caught up like that. Get a ticket. Catch you means you'll get a ticket. I'm not doing that. So parking is very challenging, and I've been to Kansas before, played football. Been to Tallahassee, Florida before. Detroit, Atlanta, Georgia, Iowa. Been up to Montreal, but I don't speak French. Texas, 7 or 8 different times. I'm going to be going over questions. I think this would be helpful. Put in your questions. For some areas, you don't need to drive because the Chicago could be a place where the city's mass transit is really good. Five minutes. And that's okay. To own a car, you gotta always worry about gas or charging it, a flat tire. They do happen. Brakes. If you drive really fast and stop really hard, you're gonna burn up your brakes. That's just more money. Insurance. I mentioned gasoline, oil changes, windshield. Windshields are very expensive. Your car could also get stolen. No one wants that. So I think it depends on your situation. Okay, I'm going to put worksheet 2 on my back, and then I'm calling you guys to worksheet 3. Or number 30. The single biggest cause of a crash is drivers running into things they don't see. So when you're learning how to drive, you got to learn how to keep space. A driver has the least amount of control over space to the rear. You can't control what people do behind you. The most basic principle for controlling the consequences of a crash is to avoid a head-on collision. They are the most dangerous. A large truck is driving in the middle of the lane of all 3 lanes of traffic going in the same direction will pass you. Wants to pass? What's to pass quickly on the, you want to pass quickly on the left if you can. If a passing vehicle has to cut closely in front of you to avoid oncoming traffic, you should slow down and check to the right. You're driving in a row of parked cars on your right and an oncoming vehicle on your left. You should drive a middle course between them. You always want to have space. When driving past vehicles parked on your right or left, you should position your vehicle how far away? 1 door length away. If you encounter a vehicle heading the wrong way on a one-way street, you should sound your horn, flash your lights. You are continually being passed on the right and left while driving in the center lane. You want to move to the right. The right is for slower moving traffic. You can pass a vehicle on the right if the vehicle ahead of you is making a left turn and you do not have to leave the pavement. True or false? The correct answer is true. If your car has to go off the pavement, you should not be doing that. Right-of-way laws are written in terms of who must yield the right-of-way. If you're the first car there, you're the first car to leave. If 2 cars come together at the same time, the car on the right, R-I-G-H-T. You're driving on a 2-lane highway. The final decision whether to abort a pass or proceed to pass should be made prior to reaching the vehicle you are passing. You should have in your mind, okay, I'm going to pass this vehicle. I already have it in my mind. Oh no, I can't pass the vehicle. I'm too slow. 44. If you don't have room to squeeze by an oncoming vehicle on a narrow street, you should A, pull over and wait. Detroit, Chicago, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Georgia, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They have a lot of really tight streets. Only 1 car can get by at a time. If you want to turn at this intersection, foot lanes should you do so. The correct answers are lane 2 and 3. 3 is the closest to the right. Lane 2 can either turn right in the outside lane or go straight. A lot of beginning drivers confuse multiple turn lanes. Whatever lane you're in, stay in it. If you're in the outside right turn lane, stay in the outside right turn lane. If you're in the inside right turn lane, stay in that inside right turn lane. All of these intersections are uncontrolled and all vehicles are moving. Which intersection shows the greatest possible danger? That is C. Two cars coming together closely at the same time. When turning, your last check should be in the direction you turn. You want to look where you're going. And some of you have asked, how do I keep my car straight? You have to look where you're going. It's called ground viewing. There's a pothole, there's a can, there's a bike. You have to ground view and look ahead. When looking for blind spots, which of these statements is incorrect? Just rely on your images in your mirrors. We've learned through reading the material, the image in the mirror doesn't tell you how far or close the image is. Doesn't tell you the distance. It just tells you something is in the general area. So you can't always trust your mirrors. You have to learn to look and check. When minimizing a hazard is a technique to reduce risk from a hazard, such as putting more or less distance. You always want to put more distance. You squeeze your brake. You increase your following distance. These are some of the answers to the questions you have by me just going through, and then in a few minutes, you guys are going to be answering the rest. When two vehicles at an uncontrolled intersection from different streets arrive at the same time, the driver on the left should yield to the driver on the right. If you act 1/2 second slower because of distraction, the chances of the crash can be doubled. When joining traffic by turning left, the gap to the left is usually less because you're turning against traffic. If you're turning with traffic, the gap is larger. When turning right from a one-way street, you should position your vehicle into the right, R-I-G-H-T, right lane. The first thing you should do when considering thinking about making a U-turn, consider whether or not it is legal. Got to look around. Usually you see a sign, no U-turn. It's prohibited. You'll see a circle with a line through it. The best position to take when waiting to make a left turn at traffic signal that does not have a turning light is to wait for partially in the intersection with your wheels straight. This is true. If you get hit, you'll be pushed forward. If your wheels turn left, you'll be knocked into traffic. Collisions occur at curves because the approach speed is too fast. You want to go slow before you go into the curve. A plan to turn, you should be in the correct lane about 1 block before the turn. This is true. In a right turn, the rear tires will track closer to the curb in relation to the front wheels. This is true. To make a left turn from a one-way street to a two-way street, you should turn into the left lane. A lot of you are really making good left turns. Turn by the double yellow. Turn by the double yellow. If you turn wide, you're going to go in the wrong lane. That creates crash potential. We're not trying to have a crash. When turning left from a one-way street to a two-way street, you should turn from the far left lane. Next, driving on rural roads can be especially hazardous due to deer. To make a right turn onto a two-way street, you should start turning into the furthest right lane and then closest to the right curb. Yielding the right-of-way means you give the right-of-way to someone if it avoids an accident. Yielding, merging, left turns, right turns, roundabouts, parking, that tends to give beginners a problem, and we're not trying to have problems. When driving on a one-way street past vehicles parked on the left, you should position your vehicle to the right portion of your lane. These are situational questions. This is a typical question that you're going to have on a knowledge test or a road test. Well, on a knowledge test. You should enter a roundabout when there's an adequate gap in traffic. When approaching a crosswalk, you see a pedestrian waiting to cross, you must stop at the crosswalk and wait for the pedestrian. The proper procedure for passing a car on the left of a multi-lane road. Make sure it's legal. Make sure it's clear. Check your mirrors. Check your left blind spot. Turn on your left turn signal. Change one lane. Put yourself in the left. Turn the signal off. Pass the vehicle without going over the speed limit. Check your mirror. Check your right blind spot. Turn on your right turn signal. Change one lane back. Turn off your indicator. When checking blind spots, you should look over your right shoulder. If you're making a lane change to the right, you look over your right shoulder. If you're making a lane change to the left, you look over your left shoulder. A lot of beginners look over the wrong shoulder, or they don't look at all, and then we sideswipe a car. So we are really building those good habits. Too much steering input during a lane change can cause the vehicle to turn sharply into an adjoining lane. True or false? This is true. You should stop no closer than blank feet from a railroad crossing when train is approaching. This is 15 feet. Who has the right of way at a roundabout? Vehicles that are in those circulating lanes. Please pay attention. Roundabouts. Cars already in those lanes. You had 3 or 4 questions on roundabouts. You will have a question on your state test. Who should yield the right of way when it prevents? You should yield the right of way when it prevents a crash. True. If you reach an intersection with the stop sign at all 4 corners at the same time, the person on the left, you have the right of way. That is false. It's the person on the right. The person on the left yields to the person on the right. When nearing the crest of a hill on a two-lane roadway, you should reduce your speed and move your vehicle to which side? You want to move it to the right, R-I-G-H-T, the right side of the road. Next, if you approach a curve at the top of the hill and you do not have a clear view of the road ahead, you should slow down so that you can stop in a distance that is safe. We don't have a lot of hills in the area. When I was driving in another area, we would deliberately go on some really long, steep hills, teaching my drivers patience, to look down to control the car. A vehicle driven in a curve tends to go in a straight line, so you have to gradually turn the wheel. So if another vehicle is not letting you get over, you're going to have to either slow down or speed up. When you identify a potential hazard, you must decide what to do. For instance, a car is not letting you get over. You're in the right lane, you want to get to the left. You're either going to have to speed up past the car or slow down and get behind the car. I like to slow down and get behind the car. I don't want to have to speed up and try to get in front of them. That's a dangerous maneuver. If you're running out of space, you're going to have to stay in your lane. You should be getting over early if possible. Next, if you must attend to a distraction, you should increase your following distance. Next, managing space wisely in city traffic. You want to see and be seen. You got to be aware. You want pedestrians to see you. They want to see your car. You want to see them looking because we don't want to run over someone. The instant you observe a conflict ahead, you should check your mirrors. A conflict, cars got cut off, a crash, the light turned instant yellow. It happens. When preparing to make a right turn, besides signaling 3 to 4 seconds in advance, you should tap your brake lights, let people know you're slowing down. When driving in an urban area, Detroit, New York, Chicago, Houston, Texas, I've been to all those places. A pedestrian may appear unexpectedly when you approach. You want to stop your vehicle because people do not have bumpers on them. Real talk. It's taking our time. When you are looking far ahead and near to the sides, you are searching. You're searching for cars pulling out, cars backing up, pedestrians. Which of these is a proper way to change lanes? Check your mirrors, blind spot signal, check again, then change lanes. When making a right turn at an urban setting, that's the city, you should signal your intention 100 feet or a half block. 200 feet is too far, you're confusing. 1 block is too far, about 100 feet. A lot of beginners haven't learned timing yet. What is the distance you should look ahead when you're driving in the city at low speeds? At least 2 blocks. Whenever you approach an intersection with the yield, you should stop if the vehicles are entering from the left or right. When a flashing yellow arrow in the left lane allows the driver to slow down and turn if the intersection is clear. Clear from pedestrians walking, clear from cars, delivery trucks. A flashing yellow arrow tells you upcoming traffic has a green arrow or green light. A flashing yellow X on a lane usage light usually means the lane should leave this lane because it will soon be controlled by a solid red X. For solid red signals, red flashing signals, and non-functioning traffic signals, you must always stop. The lane usage light indicates which lanes you can use at any given time. A solid yellow line next to a broken yellow line means that the vehicle next to the broken line can pass if clear. It has to be clear, broken yellow. What should you do in the intersection with the flashing red light? Stop and proceed when clear. That confuses beginners too. A blinking yellow, a blinking red. I've had students like flip out. So you gotta understand what is the purpose. The response to a flashing red traffic signal is the same to a stop sign with no other traffic controls. Unless otherwise posted, the speed limit in a residential area is 25. Unless otherwise posted, the speed limit in a business district is 25. Unless otherwise posted, the speed limit in a business district, that is 25, 101. When all other parts of the highway lane is closed for construction, maintenance, or survey, the speed limit is 45 miles an hour. A broken yellow line means that passing is allowed when it's clear. Yellow lines separate traffic moving in opposite directions. Raised line markers on a roadway and shoulder are used for safe paths to travel. A double yellow line in the middle of a two-lane road means you cannot cross. When stopped at a stoplight that then changes green, you should look left and right. You approach an intersection where you plan to turn right. The signal is red. Before you turn, you must stop, signal. Got to check traffic. What do you do in an intersection with the flashing yellow arrow? Proceed with caution. Yellow always is caution. What's the purpose of traffic signs? They give directions. They warn. They give regulations. Stop sign is a regulation. A green sign is a guide sign. A yellow sign is a warning. School zone. It's yellow. When approaching a railroad crossing that has gates lowered, signals flashing, bells ringing, stop, wait until the gates are raised, stop flashing lights, and the bells stop ringing. Red roadway markers mean that you are driving in the wrong direction. A school sign with a yellow and green, there's 5 sides. On the expressway with an overhead sign with a yellow panel indicates exit only. All of you type in what you learned. I walked it like I talk it. All of you type what you learned. Please, everyone type in what they learned. I want to say thank you. It's been a very powerful day. Please subscribe, support, and how much is car insurance? It depends on where you live, what type of car you drive. Please give me more context. Put the information in and I will look it up and we'll talk about insurance next time. I want to say thank you. I had a great session. Bye.